food art such an interesting and a joyful part of parenting? What inspired you to start this?
That completely goes to my mom.
Ready to try and do a trial and error with their kids into similar line? Do they have that bandwidth?
When you truly love something and do it, kids catch it. And kids see that in your eyes. And they start, showing interest towards that.
So this is really beautiful. The involvement of your child in this and he loving it and doing it.
I think the biggest motivation is when someone eats what you make.
Exactly.
And he does. So, Mama, don't worry. I'll pick all the pepper balls, save them, and you can eat them later. But I want the pepper ball because it's perfect.
The look of it was important for him then.
Yeah, at that point.
Meet the person behind Kitki and the Idli Mama. She radiates positivity and warmth. With a refreshing approach to food and parenting, she shares a journey of a content creator towards healthy artistic meal for children, inspiring many with her genuine work. Rohini Deepthi Natti, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Jyothi. It's a pleasure.
Finally, we are doing this in spite of the busy schedules, your travel plans. I'm so happy that we are doing it. So I've seen that you have made food art such an interesting and a joyful part of parenting. What inspired you to start this? Just the curiosity to know, was it a spontaneous idea or it was something that came across with your son and there was something that you started off with?
So I've always been fascinated by art and attracted towards it. With my son, when he came and he started solids, we used to do this small ritual like this. We used to get books that he used to like and sit and read to him and at the same time eat. So eventually I was like, how about making it a lot more interesting? I know a lot of them might think reading books could be distracting while eating, but for me it's more like, connecting with my son. So it was a very close bonding time for us. Now, where did food art come? That completely goes to my mom, because when we were really small, I remember I have this very vivid memory of her making a cat dosa.
Cat dosa.
A cat dosa.
When you were a child?
When I was a child.
Okay.
And we used to love it. Me, my brother, sister, we are three of us. And we used to love when she used to do things like that. And just like that, like one day, I thought, okay, let me try something. And I picked up a theme from the book that he was reading and made a crab. And he loved it. I mean, it was more like a prop, while we were reading the book and he was eating and you were like, okay, the crab has these many legs. This is how it looks. So it was fun, and I really loved the whole process. And I also posted it on my stories on Instagram. At that moment, I mean, when Adi was born, Instagram was more of, a free space where I could document his journey.
Okay.
and date-wise.
Exactly, and Instagram wasn't that big then.
It wasn't, it was just photos. So I posted this on my story and the response was mind-blowing. And that's when I thought, oh, people like it. So then I started sharing more of what I did, and yeah, it just happened. Like, it's been he's almost 7.5, 8, he'll be soon.
Okay.
I don't know when this journey turned from, mine and Adi's journey to, whole different Idli Mama phase now.
Okay. So this is really beautiful, the involvement of your child in this and he loving it and doing it. Nothing better than this when you have somebody from your family who is probably a big motivator to you.
Yes, in fact. I think the biggest motivation is when someone eats what you make.
Exactly.
And he does. So he equally participates. He gets so fascinated at times. He shares ideas as to how I could do certain things. So it's a very creative process. It's beautiful.
What is something that he has suggested and turned out to be really nice?
A lot of food art. In fact, how do we use? So there was this fox idli that I had made, which had gone super viral. Okay, and it was just a slice of carrot which we cut in. We just cut it into I don't know what petals and put it and made a fox. And then I was like, okay, what do we use for the nose? Should we use a pumpkin seed and all? Mama, no, let's use a pepper ball. I said, Adi, but it's too spicy. You might not eat it. Mama, don't worry. I'll pick all the pepper balls, save them, and you can eat them later. But I want the pepper ball because it's perfect.
The look of it was important for him then.
Yeah, at that point. So he did. He got all the pepper balls. People ask like, who eats so many pepper balls? I do. I love, love them. And yeah, sometimes it's not. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, food doesn't get wasted.
Okay.
Many times people ask, what about the bits when I carve something? What about the bits that you cut off? I'm like, you obviously cut an idli to eat.
Exactly.
So it's okay if you just cut it to shape it and eat it.
Correct.
And we're totally fine with it. Cutting food doesn't mean it's crap.
Exactly, and not that it's going for waste.
Yeah, focus on the whole creative process that we are going through rather than,
Exactly.
Yeah,
people are more interested in what's not there.
Yeah.
True. My personal favorite is the groot that you did with the beans. I love it. I might have seen so many times.
One of the most spontaneous things that was, I visited my mom with Adi for the holidays, and she was like chikurkai, and then we were like, okay, should we make something? And she had made drumsticks also the same day, drumstick pulsu and this, and we were like, I was like, let's make groot with drumsticks, and Adi was like, no, I think we can make with chikurkai.
Okay.
So we just tried, and it came out so beautiful. I think, yeah, there again, Adi was like, Mama, I think we should use chikurkai because the seeds were perfect as ice, and he was right. They looked so beautiful.
They aptly looked like a groot. Everything was perfect.
Yeah, and it literally took like 2 minutes, right? Like the recording takes more time, but
it does.
if you actually make it, it's like literally 2 minutes. You just assemble something.
Okay. So considering the time and effort you put into this, are today's mom actually ready to try and do a trial and error with their kids into similar line? Do they have that bandwidth, the energy and time to do with them for their kids?
One will always have time. It's more about, I would say, priorities and means through which, you would want to bond with your kids. It needn't be food art. It could be something that you love because, when you truly love something and do it, kids catch it and kids see that in your eyes.
Exactly.
And they start, showing interest towards that. Adi loves art because I do a lot of art. So it's a very subconscious thing that happens. And it's my way of bonding with my son because it's something that I truly love doing and enjoy it. And it's easy for me to share it with my son, and at the same time it's a beautiful way to bond.
It is.
For someone who is not into food, who is not into art, probably they could go on a walk, they could read books together, or they could play a game together. So it's, I think, more about that. I think again, time. I think everyone can make time if they prioritize what's important.
Exactly.
So,
they need to choose.
Yes.
Definitely. So parenting on Instagram could be a hit or a miss. What according to you is going wrong and what's not working? What's working or what's not working?
When I became a mom, I used to read a lot, and I wanted to know more about how to raise a kid. What are the things that we can do? What is safe? What is not safe? And there were very limited sources, probably Google, probably few mom bloggers. But now when you see, there's actually, it's very overwhelming. There's a information overload everywhere,
Exactly.
right? Now, sometimes it can be helpful, sometimes it can be harmful. So, I think conscious about what suits your needs, what is right for you. You got to really use your brain and make that decision, because not every kid is different, same. Not every house is same, family is same, the ambience can be different, the schools are different, the friends
Correct.
are different. So you need to be very careful about the choices that you're making based on this information.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's pretty much same.
Mhm.
It's good that we have a lot more information, but what should be actually taken from it and what not, that is something that is very personalized, and people need to keep that in mind. Just because I'm using certain product doesn't mean that it suits your needs, right? So it's similar.
There is something like this similar that happens. Today's parents, they just see something online, probably on Instagram. They think that a mother and a kid can do that, and why don't we try, irrespective of the child's will?
Yes.
That's like forcing a child to do something that he or she is not into.
Yes.
What do you have to say on that?
I think it's very important to keep the child's interest in mind, because you want to inculcate that love or interest, that curiosity towards doing a certain activity or say learning a skill. But when you push it, when you make it compulsory, when you discipline too much, there is a high probability that one might start not liking it.
Correct.
In fact, in extreme cases, say that I don't want to, I hate it, but I'm doing it because it'll make mama happy. And I don't think it's healthy.
It isn't.
I think kids learn the best when they're happy.
Yes.
The brain is wired in a way that you store the data for a much longer time when you're happy, when you do things happily, versus in fear.
It gives a lot
Yeah.
of negative impact to the
Yes.
child. They don't
Yes.
want to try it again the next time, probably to satisfy a mom's want at that
Yes.
particular moment. They would do it, but
Yes. They might do it later also. It might suppress their feelings. A lot of things can happen. In fact, me, if someone shouts at me, I go blank. I can't function normally. My brain stops working. So it's the same for kids. And in fact, it's much delicate when it comes to kids, because their brain is not fully developed, and
Exactly.
their emotions, it's difficult for them to know how to regulate it. So
Yes.
you have to be their safe space,
You have to.
a space where they can express freely without fear.
Yes.
When that goes, I don't see a point.
I think amongst the parents also, moms are the safest place for a child, irrespective of what, who.
Yes.
Yes. Talking about the mom influencers, how supportive is this community overall? Do they share ideas? Are they easily available for collaborations? Or even if it's a basic advice behind the scene, are they open for such things?
There's always good and bad in
Yes.
every profession, but fortunately I've been blessed with one of the most amazing people around. Like when I was pretty new to this, like it wasn't a choice that I made. It just happened over time, and I started liking it, and eventually turned into my career. Otherwise, content creation was nowhere in my written plan, or
Okay.
yeah, it just happened. And in this journey, I was definitely lost at many points. And that was when, this whole community, amazing people from across the country, they are very supportive when it comes to how you're supposed to collaborate with brands, what is the pricing that you're supposed to put across. For a newbie, it's all new, and it's very like, you don't know, you're overcharging, undercharging. So the community really helped at that point, for me especially. Like,
Okay.
I was charging really less, and they put in some guidelines, and they gave us some references, and we always get to learn a lot. And more than anything, it's a very I would say the community gives us strength, and it gives us assurance that no matter what happens, we are here with you.
Okay.
So that's very important. It feels safe.
So I have also heard, I have not seen but only heard from a lot of influencers, not necessarily mom influencers, They would say like, अरे बोलने के लिए तो सब कुछ मुंह पे बोलते, we are there, we will support you. But when it actually comes to doing, there's nobody to stand by.
I wouldn't agree to that. Of course, there are people who connect, people who don't connect. But I would not 100% agree to that point. You know, as I said, there are some moms, some influencers, some content creators who really connect and are there for you in your low times. Say if someone's account gets hacked,
Okay.
there's a community that comes and helps. If someone is being trolled, there is a supportive community that comes and, you know, stands by you.
Correct.
I've seen this in multiple cases. There is good and bad, as I said, you know, in every
There
profession.
is.
Now you got to be smart enough to see who
Is
are
by
the
your
real
side.
ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Definitely. I agree with you. Kids Top Press, consecutively you have won 3 awards back to back as a mom food influencer. How does it feel?
Amazing. Very thankful to Mansi Zaveri for coming up with this whole idea of, you know, moms being, you know, recognized in this country for their work, for their expertise, for the weird things or new things that they keep trying.
Correct.
It's been a lot of motivation for me. So when I first, this was in 2022, yeah, the first time that I got nominated and went there, I had no clue what I had gotten into. It was too overwhelming, and I was at a point where, you know, everyone was making 100K, most of them who started along with me, and I was stuck. I was just not moving, and I was like, am I doing this right? Should I look for an alternate career? What is going on? And that was when this happened, and it really lifted my spirits.
Okay.
The platform believed in me when I was like, you know, wavering about it.
Okay.
And I'm really grateful for that. And the best part is like how the community votes for you to help you win, and it is beyond words. I cannot tell you how amazing it feels that people have been consistently supporting and voting for me. I really like
That's
I feel
great.
blessed.
And also, exactly, I was about to tell that you are blessed that you have such wonderful people around you in this. How much does Adi understand about your achievements, about your work that you do?
I think recently in some essay about mum, I had seen him written that I think my mum is famous.
Okay.
So it was super cute. Like Adi, he doesn't spend much time on social media, but he always sees what I do because he's there in it, or I make it for him. So, and I show him all the reels that I make. He understands that it's my work.
Okay.
He understands who a content creator is and that you can earn. That is my profession. Beyond that, he's like pretty chill.
Great. You have given him basic idea about what you do, and
Yes.
he
So
understands.
it's pure work for him.
It
Yeah.
is. Okay. Can I take a personal question with you?
Yes.
Okay. You are a living liver donor to your father.
Yes.
That itself is such a powerful life altering experience.
I agree.
How does this help you in guiding your personal life, or what is the perspective for you as a parent? Has it changed any, or is it the
Yes.
same?
It was a life-changing experience. So I was this person who used to stress up about, you know, tiny things, disturbances in life. But when this happened, that 1 month, running around hospitals and trying to save dad, I just realized like what was the most important thing. One, that we are alive, and how much we underestimate the beauty of a normal day in life.
Correct.
So definitely life changing, and I let go a lot of things now. If I'm late for a flight, it is okay. I just keep repeating, I'm alive.
Okay.
It is under my control. I can take the next flight. It's all right. So I didn't touch wood, but I didn't miss a flight. But just how you it helps me calm down now. Because I understand what is more important. I feel blessed that I have my loved ones healthy around me, and at any point I can go spend time with them, and I make sure that I spend a lot of time. Family comes first.
Okay.
So yeah, priorities completely changed in life.
Okay, that's great, because something big happens in a family. Even if you are not around, you get to learn a lot of things.
Yes.
Yes, I think having a family by side is a blessing. Definitely. Have you also experienced the feeling of guilt between this work-life balance?
Not really. Guilt. I think I've made sure that doesn't happen. As I said, my priorities in life are very clear. So, purely since I was a kid, I always wanted to pick a profession where I could stay at home and work at the same time. At that point, I think one of the professions that I knew about was being a doctor. So I was heavily inclined, like, I want to be a doctor. There'll be a clinic downstairs and I'll be living upstairs. I can attend the family whenever I want. That was the whole idea. Eventually, it didn't happen because I couldn't even, dissect a frog or a cockroach.
Okay.
So.
You are such a warm person. So I can't even imagine you doing that.
I just couldn't. I cried. I moved away. I used to faint watching certain bloody scenes in the movies. So a lot of that happened, and eventually I realized, okay, I don't think I can take. I am too sensitive to be dealing with so much.
Okay.
I worked at a corporate after we got married, and then again, like me and my husband coincidentally at the same point of time decided to quit our jobs and start something.
Okay.
So we thought, why not start something together? And we started a company. Again, the idea was, okay, if I have my own company to run, I have all the control. I can be with my parents whenever I want to. I can visit whomever I want. So that was the whole big plan behind it, which happened. And eventually content creation again was a great opportunity where I could stay, rule, and I was the boss of my time. So it's always been a priority that I get to spend the time with my loved ones whenever, however I want.
Correct.
So I think I've stuck to it all my life. I know it's not possible for many who do corporate jobs. It's not easy, but I think it's okay. Like today, I left Adi with his grandparents and came over for this. He understands that this is work, and he respects and he looks up to that I work hard. There's nothing to feel guilty about it. It's okay.
See, this is not a regular thing for you.
Yeah.
But women who are going out almost every day, what advice would you give to them who are in this feeling of guilt?
Spend the time that you can. Like, it can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but make sure that you are with the kid without any distraction. Kids understand. Kids are way more mature and understanding than we think they are.
I agree.
They want to feel secure. They want to feel loved. It doesn't matter whether you spend 8 hours in a day or 30 minutes in a day. That time that you're spending with the kid, make sure that it's quality time. Do something together. Have eye-to-eye contact. Ask them about how they feel, what is going on in their life. Because especially in the early years, because that is when, this whole trust, security, that bond develops.
Correct.
Once they grow up, once you establish that, they are with you for life.
Yes.
It's so important, especially in the first, I would say, 10 years of their life. It's very important to be with them. And I wouldn't rate it according to the amount of time one would spend, but the quality of time. If you're busy during the weekdays, you can do tiny things like adding a note in their lunchbox, or weekends you could have like special dedicated time to be spending with them, activities planned. But if you say you're busy to not do any of this, I'm sorry, I don't agree. Please make time.
Yes, which is very important.
Very
these days.
important,
They just
especially in the
need
early
that.
years. Yes, early years, yes. They need to, if you want them to come back and at 20 years you want them to come back and say that, Mama, I got into this mess. Can you help me out?
No.
For them to say that one sentence, you got to work these 10 years.
Exactly.
Because they need to feel safe to be coming back then to tell you if they are in trouble.
Yes.
That is how I feel. Yeah.
Now that you have carved a niche at your work, that's quite impressive, because today's influencers that you see, they are just exploring multiple options. What do you have to say about this?
I think it's okay as long as you enjoy what you do, because content creation is not an easy profession. It's like self-employment. You got to be
Yes.
super disciplined. You need to wake up with all that energy and consistently perform every day. If not, like say 5 days a week, and you're constantly thinking about ideas, and so it's important that you're passionate about what you do, you're good at what you do, and the most important thing, the audience, you need to listen to them. You need to understand if they want to consume what you are offering to give.
Correct.
Otherwise, it doesn't work. You might do 5 things, that's okay. Are your audience enjoying it? Are you enjoying it? Do you think your content is good? That is more important than, whether I should be sticking to 1 or 10 things. Like for example, I do majorly food art. I do a lot of idli art, dosa art. But I also explore home decor, DIY projects. I also do microgreens. Sometimes I post snippets about things that I do with Adi, craft work and all. So, never know, I might do multiple other things in the future. But do you have something substantial, some value to offer to the audience is what matters the most. How are you helping others?
Yes.
So, are you enjoying it is on top.
Definitely. I completely get that. But still, according to you, being in a niche or exploring multiple ideas, what gives better results?
Again, depends on the audience. Like when I was doing a lot of idli art, there were people who said, can you explore more with rice? Can you explore more with roti? Because we don't eat a lot of idlis here.
Correct.
Can you do something with parathas, sandwiches? So I slowly diversified. That's listening to my audience and trying to spread it. It could be like, maybe tomorrow I might be like, oh, I want to try lifestyle.
Correct.
There's nothing wrong in it. I think it will work as far as your audience will connect. If your audience clearly says that, why aren't you posting more of food art, because we came for that. So then you offer them what they want, more of what they want and less of what other things you want to explore. It's all about reading the audience, to be honest. There are many people who do multiple things and they're doing very well. There are people who are completely concentrating on a niche and doing well. Again, it also depends on what type of collaborations do you want.
Okay.
Like most of the times, being a mom content creator, you are already diversified, because all, I would say, basic needs at home, all FMCG goods,
Correct.
all home maintenance, food, everything comes into it. But there are some who are food creators, like they post 95% about food. So they get mostly food collaborations.
Okay.
So that's also something you got to look at. What is it that you want to pursue in the long term? Do you want to do fashion? Do you want to do home decor? Do you want to stick to your food? What type of collaborations you want to open up to? So the more you spread, the more opportunities you will have, right? Otherwise, you will get invited only to food events.
Okay.
But if you diversify, you get to meet more people, network more, attend different variety of events, right? So that is something that is very personal. You got to figure out what suits you best, what interests you more, what is your goal in the long term, and go according to that.
Wonderful. My personal experience that I have with my nephew, what I see in my family and friends, Meal times have become a battle zone, even feeding them few bites. How do you fight this out with your son?
Um touch wood, I really can't recollect a time when I had to run behind Adi and say, Adi, eat your food.
Because you had the decorative food to feed him?
No, not really. To be honest, it has got nothing to do with my food art. I think it's more about, how kids are with mums most of the time when they are infants. And when they're toddlers, they come behind wherever you go. And we are like, go sit there, do something, don't come into the kitchen.
Correct.
Let me do this. So, I think I always welcomed Adi. Like, whether it was shopping, what do you think? Should we pick this tomato or we pick that tomato? Which one looks better? Then, while cooking on the kitchen slab, can you put all the beans in a straight line? Can you count them? How many beans do we have here? So I was doing my work and he was also engaging with me. And when it comes to cutting, it was definitely a battle. He wanted to chop and I was scared. So there are a lot of baby safe tools that you get in the market now.
Correct.
It will be messy, of course. If you're chopping 10 beans, give one bean to him. It's okay. It'll be a mess, but they are with you. They are involved in the process. And they are super excited to eat what they
Prepare.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it wasn't planned. It was just my way of raising him. It just worked for me. And I think in the whole process he just naturally got bonded with food, exploring food. He loves tasting new things. So yeah, I think the only time there were mistakes that I made, like when he was an infant, and usually they show indication like I'm full, they withdraw, like when you're feeding. Last spoon, I used to feed him, even when he did this, and then he vomited the whole thing. That was a lesson learned, that they understand their body the most.
Definitely.
I felt guilty, yes. That was when I felt guilty, that I wanted to finish that last spoon and forced it, and ended up being a whole mess. I had to clean up and feed him again because he was empty again. So never force feed. Let them respect their body. They know their hunger. Involve them. If they don't like certain things, try different textures. Maybe, for example, a lot of them now blend vegetables, add in pasta.
Correct.
So don't make it look like a punishment or a forceful thing. Make it more joyful.
Correct.
It's very important to have a healthy relationship with food. Everything else falls in place.
Very important.
Yes. Or have conversation. Talk about where this comes from. Did you know beetroot is like you get it from the ground, and
Correct.
these are the roots. So many conversations that you can have around food. So when kids are offering help, please let them do. Don't shoo them away. And it's a great way to bond and learn and develop a very, very healthy relationship with food. I know it gets super messy at times, especially with beetroot. It's pink everywhere. The clothes are pink, the slab is pink, knife is pink. But they will start loving the vegetables. So,
correct. Like you just said, fun, learning and bonding. That's the tagline that I have for my company for kids, Eureka.
Oh, wow.
So that's the best way how kids learn.
Yes.
So yeah. Teaching independence is very crucial for kids these days.
Yes.
How do you encourage small habits in your day-to-day life with him?
Yeah. So teaching kids to be independent, for me it's more because I want to be free of duties, right? And that's how it all started. So as Adi grows up, as per his age, seeing how capable he is of doing certain things, I slowly say, hey, you're a 5-year-old now, I think you can make your own bed. Do you think you're old enough, you can do it? I'll be like, of course I can do it. He'll try. And there are days when he's like, Mama, I'm tired, I can't. And I help him, it's okay. But he doesn't have to do it every day. On days I can help, or we could do it together. But eventually make it a habit that you fold your clothes, you put the plate in the sink. And now Adi is an early riser. He wakes up around 5:36, and he's up for breakfast within 30 minutes. So snacking or breakfast or something. So what I do is I prep for it. Like in the night, I put something that he can heat and eat in the morning, or there are always bananas on the counter. So he wakes up. If I'm out exercising, or maybe if I'm sleeping late, he doesn't wake me up. He goes, he grabs the banana, he goes to the fridge. He knows how to use the microwave. He knows the rules. He knows how to use the air fryer. He can self heat it and eat it. He doesn't just all this is, when there's an objective behind it, you don't want your morning schedule to be interrupted because of certain things. You train them how to do it. Fold the sheet, learn how to heat basic food items and eat by yourself, how to put back vessels in the sink once you're done, and how to pack your bag, how to take a bath. There's so many things. Like say till 4 years, 5 years, I used to give him a bath. Eventually encouraged him, like, do you think you can do it by yourself? I will watch and you can try. So be there, be supportive, and eventually they will make it a very proud thing. Kids love to take responsibilities as far as I know.
And challenges too.
Yes. So if needed, give them brownie points. Again, say that it needn't be in terms of tangible things like chocolates or cookies or food. It can be words like, oh my God, that was amazing. Like, let's see if you can do this 3 times a week.
Okay.
And you don't have to make it a habit that you have to treat them every time they do something. You can just be supportive and, praise them, make them feel proud of themselves, and make them feel that they can take on responsibilities. They are going to love it. And just imagine, like, their friends come home and he says, I take bath by myself. I can do my own bed. Make them feel that it's something
they can do with themselves.
They can own.
They own it.
So there was a time when I was sick, and my husband had to he left the office. By the time I realized I had a viral and I was down, I called him and I said, I can't get up from the bed. Like, I'm barely able to move. Luckily Adi was home that day, and I said, I think I can manage. Even though he offered to come home, I felt like Adi could manage it. So he got my medicine. He heated parathas for me and gave me. He took care of me the whole day, and this was December.
Okay.
It was 7.5, and that was such a super proud moment.
It
like,
is.
I did something right, that he is a big boy now. So yeah.
This is about a parent who is making him follow things. But there are 2 parents in a house. What if the other parent is not just like how you are? How do you think they should manage things at home?
An example, like?
For example, you are at your toes with your child, and the father might be lazy, just wanting to, Sundays would just be on the couch, or just doesn't want to do anything with the child. How do you deal with such situations at home?
Thankfully, I don't have to.
You don't have to, but people who don't have, what would you advise to them?
I think it's very important to have a conversation. But not in front of the kid, for sure. It is super important for kids to have involvement from, the parents should be involved with kids from both sides, like both the father and mother, because there are different traits that you pass on as a father and
as
a
a
mother.
Yes.
Adi feels a lot more open with me. But Adi gets to learn a lot of, adventurous things, and maybe bird watching, or I don't know, like
sports.
Like I said, every person has a skill and a talent, right? Both the parents are different. They have different skill sets. They have different interests. Like if my husband is into book reading, I would love if he could pass it on, with my son.
Correct.
So that is a very serious conversation that they need to have. It's not just that, it's about emotional bandwidth. Like if I'm there 5 days a week, I'm giving my mental bandwidth to my son, I would expect some break. And
Correct.
it is so important for us to, go back, hit that Monday with that energy,
Very, very
in the absence of
important.
spouse. Now, if both the parents are working, then yes, it'll be. Maybe it is very important for both of them to be involved over the weekend, but because for me it's like Monday to Friday I am with Adi all the time. Saturday, Sunday I ease off. I make sure that he gets enough time with his father.
Okay.
They go out, they go to his parents' house, like grandparents, and or they just play something, board games. It is important, and if it's not happening, I would highly recommend they have a conversation and try to make it happen. There's nothing beyond that we can do. It's something that they need to understand.
Okay.
It's very vital.
It is, because both parents are equally responsible, and if
Yes.
the involvement is not there from one side, even the child doesn't get positive vibes and the positive feelings about the other.
Yes, and also, as I said, as they grow up, are they going to come to you?
Exactly. They would learn what they have seen during
That
their
impression
childhood.
stays. It stays, and it's now is the chance that you build that relationship, that trust, that safe, secure space. If it doesn't happen now, I think this impression will move on to their teenage years or when they have kids, and then don't complain that we didn't know, they didn't come, they didn't tell.
Exactly.
It won't happen.
Yes. बात पछतावत होत क्या जब चिड़िया चुग गई खेत.
Yeah.
Definitely. What's your biggest dream that you're working on?
I want to, as much as I love, content creation journey and all, I've been an entrepreneur, and I miss all the hustle. So I really want to do something. It could be a book, or my own. I could do something related to food. I want to start something. I really want to do. I will do something, is what I know.
Okay.
I don't have a very solid plan as of now, but I do have ideas, and I really hope they work out.
All the best. You definitely will do good in whatever you're planning to.
Thank you.
It was wonderful talking to you, Rohini, and a lot of learnings that you have passed on, and hope we are able to give this to the parents.
I really hope I made some sense today.
You did.
And it would help someone.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Even a few would make a lot of difference.
Yes, I hope so. Again, this is all based on my experience. I might be wrong here, I might be right here. As I said, this bringing up kids is a very personal experience. Your kid might be completely different from mine. So see what works with you, your family, and just go by your hunch, gut feeling.
Thank
All
you
will
so
be good.
much. And before we wrap up, I would leave you with a beautiful thought. Cooking at once is a child's play and an adult's joy. Cooking with care is an act of love. Mompreneurs are superhero, juggling between motherhood and work with grace and resilience. Until I see you again on my channel, All That She Wants.